In Caracas, Venezuela, the reason the president went in there was because he thought it was something more than just drug dealing by Nicolas Maduro. He thought it was something existential about the fact that you had Russia, China, and Iran, who are enemies of the United States, some more than others, of course, who are operating in Venezuela in defiance of what he termed the Monroe Doctrine. So I think here, Steve, this is a major strategic shift on the part of the president to take seriously, for the first time in my lifetime, what has happened over the last 50 years, especially, is you have China, Russia, and now Iran in a place like Venezuela and throughout Latin America and South America, exerting all sorts of influence there in ways that are detrimental to U.S. interests. What matters from the Monroe Doctrine point of view is that whatever is nearest is dearest. We're not talking here about Ukraine. We're not talking about Africa. We're talking about South America. You look at Venezuela on a map, missiles that are put in Venezuela, like missiles that are put in Cuba, could reach the United States. We don't know what the Russians, the Chinese, or the Iranians have put in Venezuela over the last decade. These are bad actors. This is a communist regime that means harm to the United States. President Trump is saying we're not going to live anymore with nations that are enemies of ours so close to us, exerting this kind of influence. Getting rid of Maduro is one thing. I agree with that. But now you have to take the next step and make sure that you have a regime in Venezuela that removes from Venezuela the Chinese and all of their investments there, the Russians and the Iranians. What are the Chinese, Russians, and Iranians doing in Venezuela but staging an operating hub, as it were, to be able to cause harm to the United States, whether it's drug trafficking, which the Russians have always been involved in, or the building of terrorist bases to import into the United States, or weapon systems that can be used, advanced missiles, including potentially nuclear missiles, aimed at the United States. Again, this is not the Middle East. This is not Eastern Europe. Right. This is our hemisphere within, as I say, 30 minutes reach of the United States. That's something the president saw, and he thought that was intolerable. Now we have to take the next step in this hemispheric defense and make sure the Chinese are out of South America, make sure that the limitations on any foreign power in those places is absolutely minimal. And we do that not for the people of those countries, Steve. We do that for the people of the United States, to make sure that we, the United States, are secure from any of their nefariousness. And you see this all throughout South America.